Hey friends, God bless you. Robert Stearns here. Thank you for dropping by. I pray that you are having a blessed day and that you're really feeling the purpose and presence of God in your life. I am here tonight in San Jose, California with a new friend. I want to introduce you to Pastor Ken Foreman of the Cathedral of Faith. Hello, sir.
Robert, thank you so much, man. It's great to be here with you.
It is great to be here. We've just had an incredible service at Cathedral of Faith in San Jose, California, a church that was started in the mid-60s by your father.
Right, yeah, 1965. So actually next year we celebrate our 50th anniversary.
Incredible.
And, we're so grateful to see what God's done over these 5 decades and to serve the city and serve the area, and how God has continued to just give increased influence and impact, and it's been a great journey. We have a lot to be grateful for.
Well, I want to tell you, as I've come onto the campus here, I mean, it is hard to describe the spirit of excellence, the spirit of servanthood, the spirit of Christ that is really evidenced on this campus. And for you, kind of as the Joshua to your father's Moses, and yet your brother and his wife are a part of the pastoral team. It's really, there's a tribe here of people who've been on a faith journey together.
Yeah, it really is. It's been a great thing to be able to serve with my dad and my brother, and then a lot of our team, the longevity on our team,
right,
to be on the journey together and to see what God's done. It's been a very special experience for us, yeah.
Now, interestingly, I mean, San Jose is quite a ways from Los Angeles, which we think of as kind of the entertainment capital of the West Coast, at least. Yeah. But you have this very interesting kind of creative side to you. You're a huge C.S. Lewis fan. If you could see behind him, it's an homage to C.S. Lewis here on your wall. A little bit of an altar built over there.
That's right.
And God's linked you with a lot of different kind of leaders in the creative field. Talk about the power of imagination and story for this generation.
Well, I think, Robert, we have the best stories to tell, and Hollywood are the best storytellers. And so I think for maybe too long there's been kind of a wall that was built, it seems like, between Hollywood and the faith community, the film and the faith community. Right. So what we really have tried to do is to be bridge builders and see what we could do to build bridges and to see, again, the best storytellers take some of the best stories and to communicate them in the language of our culture. And so through that desire to kind of partnership, God's opened doors for us to work with people from the film community, and we've been able to do some things here. And I view them as windows when say a film comes out, like Passion of the Christ, or when the Narnia films, they're windows into our culture that if the church can seize those, like when the Son of God movie came out, we rented 18 theaters, encouraged people to buy tickets for their unchurched friends. People come out, fill the theaters, and then
because your church is all over this region. I mean, you have 9 satellite campuses.
Yeah,
we're doing 5 services this weekend. You've got 4 English-speaking services. You've got a Spanish service, and then you've got 9 other campuses happening all across the city.
Right.
So really, there's an ability in partnering with you to really kind of be a gateway to the whole region.
I mean, our heart ultimately is to. I mean, less than 3% of people in the Bay Area are in church in the weekend.
Wow.
And God has just broken and burdened my heart for the Bay Area in terms of how could we impact it in a bigger way. So the multi-sites, planting new sites, partnering together, and then working on projects like that. Getting you don't just open the doors and say, hey, come on in. Instead of, it's building bridges. I like to think of it this way, Robert. It's building bridges to where people are at to help them get to where they need to be. That's what Jesus did for us. He came from heaven to earth. He built a bridge so that we can get to where we need to be.
Right.
So when we do these kinds of things, whether it's outreaches with the film community, other kinds of outreaches, it's really about meeting people where they're at so they can get to where they need to be in a relationship with Jesus.
Well, and again, I wish you could see it here, and I encourage you web stream your services and different things. I encourage you to find out about the creative spirit that is on this campus and in this church. It is very remarkable. It is very unusual. And you talk about building these bridges. Another bridge that you've built just recently. Pastor Ken has a new book out. You can visit Kairos Resource Center, our bookstore, Eagles Wings bookstore. It's available there. This is called Imagine Living Your Dream. The foreword was written by Bruce Wilkinson, who wrote The Prayer of Jabez. But this is the most unique book I've ever seen because I can't show it to you clearly here, but it's set up almost, it almost looks like a Facebook page. It almost looks like scrolling through your news feed. You did something totally different with this to capture the power of imagination and to ignite that in people. Talk about the book. Well,
the idea of a dream, the importance of a dream, everything starts with a dream. I mean, we live here in the technology center, and you think of you have a cell phone, I have an iPhone, does all kinds of amazing things. Well, when you track back, how did that cell phone get in your hand? Well, you bought it at the store, but then someone shipped it to the store, and then someone manufactured it, someone designed it, and ultimately it started in here. It started with somebody having a dream. And so everything really starts with a dream. If you want to change your world, the best way to change your world is to start dreaming. And so we believe that we want this to be a campus that inspires people to dream. God has a dream for your life. What is that dream? What's that dream? Maybe big picture dream, next season dream, whatever that dream is. And so I wrote the book to encourage people, inspiring them to dream, giving them principles that would encourage them along that way, sharing with them some dream stories that hopefully will speak to their hearts, but really so that they can live out the dream that God has for their life. And we wanted to do it in a creative way. The first thing we know about God is it says God created the heavens and the earth. So God is creative. God's a creator. So we say, God, how can we do things creatively here? Yeah. And we wanted to create a different kind of book that was creative, user friendly, and we've so that this is. It follows the story of Joseph, one of the great dream stories in the Bible, some of the principles you learn along the way.
Right.
But really tried to make it user-friendly both for avid readers and non-readers. Yeah. Both for church and unchurched folks.
Completely. Yeah. It's one of the, you'd have to see it, but it's one of the most unique layouts I've ever seen. You're talking here about Walt Disney and how Walt Disney was a dreamer, Albert Einstein, how Albert Einstein was a dreamer. You're really keen in. I don't have time to get into it, but some of you remember I had a prophetic experience several months ago, maybe a year ago now, where I was taken in the spirit and I saw these two in this enormous gate, huge gate, and over the gate was written the word imagination. And I understood that God was wanting to unlock in a fresh way the spirit of creativity within his people. When we look, you think of Walt Disney. Yeah. The whole world knows the mouse, the duck.
That's right.
And you look now at, my kids are still young. You look at the power that Disney has through the Disney Channel and all of this to shape culture. Yeah. Shouldn't the church be living right at the intersection of imagination, of creativity, of culture? And you're reminding me so much of Pastor Tommy Reed, my spiritual father, because you said, and he said the exact same thing. Quote, quote, he said, the first thing we know about God is not that he's a savior, not that he's a father, not that he said the first thing we know about God is that he's a creator.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And so I think that's a great way of thinking about just how the church can be, instead of being on the back end of things. So often, I mean, you and I have been around church a long time, and so
you longer than me.
Well, that's right. That's right.
It was just right there, brother. You just left it right there.
That's right. So it's you know, we've been around church.
Yeah.
So often it seems like the church has always been trying to catch up. Why not be at the forefront and to really be getting out of the box, being creative, not just for the sake of it, but really reflecting the attribute of God, and using that creativity to connect people to God and help people, you know, connect with the message of God. And so this book, and to inspire people to, you know, what is that next thing? I think one of the things, Robert, as a pastor, and I know you see this, is people, they lose a vision of what can be. They just get beat down, beat up, and it knocks the dream out of their heart. Yeah. So my prayer is that the book and the campaign, we did like a whole campaign at the church, that the churches can make available. I mean, I've preached plenty of sermons that, you know, people endure them. Maybe aren't totally engaged by them, but endure them. But this particular series, it struck a nerve, and even with unchurched, we saw over 800 people get saved during that series, and what emerged out of it, people stirring up dreams, persevering and pursuing dreams. So even with that campaign kit, with all the resources and stuff, it's just been, our prayer was that the book and the campaign kit would help people really go after it.
Well, listen, if there's a dream in your life that is dormant, that you think may have died, the Bible is filled with people whose dreams died, were dead and buried in the ground, and God resurrected them. That is the story of life and faith in God. God resurrects dreams even when it seems like they are over and done. The book is Imagine Living Your Dream. How do they find you? How do they find the kit and all of that? Where do they find you on the web?
Well, they can go to the church website, cathedraloffaith.org. Okay. So they can contact the church website. Right. The book's available on Amazon, iTunes, all that stuff. So.
Wonderful. Cathedraloffaith.org. Pastor Ken Foreman. God bless you, sir. It's awesome to be here with you.
Robert, it's great to be here.
God bless you. Awesome. Hey, God bless you. Thanks for tuning by. Have a great day. Have a blessed day. And keep praying for the peace of Jerusalem.
Amen.
God bless.